guys, I hope you're having a great day. I just want to put in this little announcement right here because I am super excited to be making these ears that I'm showing you today. So they are not Disney themed, but they are themed to my little sister's book that she wrote. It's called The Wolf Among Us by Belle M, B-E-L, and then just the letter M. I will link down below the link to Amazon if you want to get it on Kindle or order the copy of it. It's a really great book. I'm super proud of her, and she had asked me to make her some ears for Christmas, and I decided that I wanted to surprise her because she just wanted a pair of Halloween ears and a pair of Christmas ears. So I'm going to make her those, but I'm also going to surprise her with a pair of ears themed to her book. So if you couldn't tell by the title, The Wolf Among Us is her rendition of Little Red Riding Hood and some other fun fairy tale fable tale characters. So please go support her. It would mean the world to me, and it would mean the world to her if you did so. So don't forget to check that down below. And I am going to make a pair of themed ears. So I'm going to make one with this red satiny fleecy fabric to represent her hood, and then I'm gonna make one of this fabric to represent the wolf that she described in the book. And then I'm gonna try with the bow. I might just have to do a double bow, but I want to try with the bow to have one side be the wolf side, which I think I might know how to figure this out, and then one side be this side and have them be on the opposite side of each other. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and then also don't forget to go support my sister down below as well by ordering her book. Thanks guys.
Let's get our crafting pants on. So I used the stencil to do this. I did have to change to my Sharpie because the stencil marker I got, not stencil marker, the fabric marker I got doesn't draw very well on the fabrics I have, so I think I need to get a new one. Just to utilize as much fabric as I can, I did just flip the ear upside down to stencil over that way. This fabric is very stretchy too when you draw on it, so just keep that in mind. I then just cut across what I need, and I used my little pizza roll cutter to go in and cut out the shape. I'm still kind of getting used to how to make everything maneuver on this, but I do like it. It does help, but since I'm getting used to it, you'll see that I will go in with some scissors to help clean up the edges some. After cleaning up the edges on the red felt fabric, I went ahead and made my traces for the fur fabric. This fabric I got at Joann's. There are different kinds. You can get fur like this, and you can get like the ones that you wear around your necks, like the boas as well. And this fur I really do like. It does fall apart a lot when you cut it, so just beware of how messy the fabric is. But other than that, it's just like the first layer that comes off. And because it's thicker, I have to use my scissors to cut this fabric. And you can see there, I'm just cleaning up the fur. And now I'm taking the sew line, and I use all these tracers from Dream It DIY, so make sure to go check out her channel so that way you can get them as well. And this time, instead of using my Jim Shore boxes, I've been using Funko backs because I like how much easier it is to put the stuffing in. But like I said before, it's okay to use the other ones as well. I just wanted something to be a little bit easier because I knew this fabric was going to be a little bit harder to work with. So you're going to need 4 of those because you're going to glue each earpiece onto them and stuff them. And I do find cleaning as you go really does help work be a lot easier. So I do have a little craft trash can next to me that I do clean all my mess up into. I just cut most of it out because you guys don't need to see me cleaning. Once you're done cutting your 4 pieces, you are going to glue a small edge around each of them to glue the fabric onto. I will say with this red fabric, I did have to go around and re-glue again just because I had a little bit harder time sticking on there, so that's okay if you have to do that. But you'll just want to press down as best as you can to get it to stick, and if not, you can just always add more glue. And it is okay if it seeps over the edge a little bit. You can just go ahead and fold your piece over because you're going to end up doing that anyways. So just don't freak out if that happens. Just go ahead and fully fold the edge over onto the back side. For stuffing, I do try to use a pen or something to get in there. With the Funko boxes, you don't really need to necessarily do it. It's just out of habit, but you could see for me, it ended up just being easier to use my fingers, so that's what I went ahead and did for the stuffing process of these. And then you're going to go ahead and glue around and finish wrapping the fabric around everything. I will say be very careful with the furry fabric because the hair does make the glue very hard to find, so it can seep through sometimes. So just be very, very careful. can see there is when I had to re-glue down the fabric just because the glue didn't fully stick to it. You can see it again, it came a little loose, so that's okay. If your stuffing comes loose, just go ahead and pop it on there. And I always burn myself, but just be very careful. So once you get everything glued and folded over and stuffed, you're gonna heavily glue one side of your ear and stick the other side to it. And you're going to do that for both sets of ears. And then I did just fluff up the fabric just to make it look more woolfy and not so laid flat down. But these are what those two sides look like. So now I'm just figuring out my placement, and I'm going to glue the bottom of the ear heavily and stick it onto the headband. I did opt on not wrapping the headband this time. I've been kind of going back and forth with that, but you can wrap your headband if you'd like, but I just felt like I didn't want to do that this time. And you want to hold it firmly for a little bit to make sure that it really sticks to the headband and doesn't come loose at all. So just give it a good hold, and once you think you're done holding it, hold it for another hot second. And then I didn't glue close enough to the edge, so I saw it kind of peeking up, so I just pulled it back and glued onto the edge to close up that top ear. Now what I do for the bow is I cut a small piece of red fabric and some fleece fabric in the middle of it and go ahead and glue down, folding both ends. It is still very hot through the fabric, so just be wary of that. And normally I would fold this part first, but I felt like since there was so much ear happening and I was going to put another piece over it, that you wouldn't really be able to see the edges, so it didn't really necessarily matter. But normally I fold in the edges first and then go in hot dog style. And for the wolf part, what I decided to do was cut it a little bit. I was going to try to make it exactly the same size as what I had, but I cut it a little too small, so I just went with the bigger size of it and just made it work that way. I was really kind of comprehending different ways I could do it, but going with the bigger fur option was better. So I just heavily glued where I felt was the halfway point on that red velvet fabric and placed the fur onto it. And make sure to hold down firmly so that way it really sticks. And then I just kind of cut around the edges to see where I needed to go to fold it over. And on the back side of the bow, like I said, it doesn't really matter because it's going to be hidden by the ear. So then I kind of find my placing, and I do glue 2 spots in the back of the bow to kind of help hold it, and I take the red felt and I glue around to hold it together. And once I have the bow looking the way I like, I go ahead and glue it onto the headband and adjust the bow to fit nicely with the earpieces. And this is what our final project looks like. I'm very happy with how they came out, and I hope you have a great day.